Hello, I'm Espark from Poly Champions,
And I'm Tolby, a streamer of Polytopia.
and we are going to talk about highlights from the daily Polysseum Luxidoor tournaments. These are officially sponsored by Mijiwan.
If you're interested in joining these events for yourself, click on the link in the description below.
This is a daily Polysseum between Pugs in black and LeLiberateur in purple. They spawn really close. But Pugs has more fruit, so he goes organization and he picks up riders. And then LeLib in purple, he has more animals, so he goes hunting and org.
The thing I find interesting about this matchup is Purple decides to go with an interesting strategic decision and picks up archery, allowing him to pick up archers to defend his borders, as well as getting a defensive bonus on all those forests that are scattered across the entire map.
I thought this was interesting. Wait, I'm going to go back just to turn forward. Look at this little warrior in the south. This purple guy. Instead of claiming that village, the warrior goes south to reveal the lighthouse. And that allows Purple to upgrade his capital. And he can afford an archer now and upgrade that other city. That's a cool trick. So on turn 6, this is interesting. Black picks up roads and more riders in preparation to attack all those archers. So there, he's attacking with his riders and bouncing back to safety.
Despite having the roads for the maneuverability advantage, Black's going to have an issue with all those forests blocking his path, so those archers are actually relatively safe in the back. This defensive advantage will allow Purple to hold out until much later into the game. One key thing to note is Purple then makes another strategic decision. Seeing giants on the front steps, he decides to pick up construction, now allowing him to burn forests to turn it into farmland, which was previously locked behind chivalry.
So Purple sees, right, the black giants coming, and he has archers, but look, the archers are not going to be enough. So this is really cool. The black, right, comes in here on turn 14. Black, right, is sending in these two giants. He cannot see under this fog, right? But there's a whole mess of archers back there. But the archers are not enough. So even when Black sieges with the two giants, Purple comes in, right, with the line of archers. The archers do a mess of damage, but the archers alone are not enough to kill those giants. So this is the cool part, right, Toby? Tell us about it.
So with this interesting play, Purple then burns the forests to convert them into farmland, allowing him to get enough pops in order to push a giant.
Right. So here, this forest here, right? So right there, he burns this forest on turn 15 in preparation to turn it into a farm. But he doesn't get the giant yet. He uses his archers. And then he uses two monuments. And he pops two giants. And that turns the game around.
This clever strategic decision-making made by Purple allows him to turn the game around into his favor, where the following turn after, Black concedes the game.
So this is another game from the Daily Polysseum. We have Ratz in purple and Anva is in pink.
Both Purple and Pink meet very early in the center of the map on turn 3 and begin to tussle over a village. Both choose to play it safe and deny the other from capturing it and exchange warriors in the process.
Yeah, Purple goes for org since he has 3 fruit in the capital and upgrade his city just for 5 stars back. And then Pink uses the meeting stars to get riding, a rider, and org. But on turn 5, look, this is interesting. Pink chooses to go for the ruins. What do you think of that?
So, same reason why they exchanged warriors in the first place. Both of them feel that they've got too much presence in the center of the map and are now choosing to go around to the outside and go for safer plays. In this case, Pink will be able to go for the ruins.
And then, so this center village is really key. They kind of go back and forth. On turn 7, Purple picks up climbing to get access to attack. But then he's not going to be able to keep it because Pink has 2 riders in range. He can just knock him off.
Yep, Pink's mobility is showing how it is superior.
And then turn 8, Purple makes a mistake.
Turn 8, Purple ends up making a mistake and walks too far away from both central villages. This allows Pink to take control of the entire center of the map.
And then on turn 5, Pink manages to claim those 2 villages. But he doesn't have enough stars at this point because he upgrades the South City. He doesn't have enough stars to upgrade both, so he decides to get an explorer in the north, and he leaves the other city at level 1. That allows Purple to siege with 2 warriors, but then Pink has 2 riders waiting, so he can just unsiege the next turn. The next point that gets really interesting is at turn 14. Let's go there.
Way later into the game, Pink ends up picking up roads from the ruins on the eastern side of the map. Choosing not to use it on this turn, Ben proceeds to use the archers and giants to start cleaning up Purple and all of their giants and their advances. He starts saving his stars so he can pick up free spirits and chivalry in the following turns.
Yeah, I think this is so cool. So Pink has roads from the ruins. He doesn't place them. He saves stars. And then on turn 15, end of turn 15, he gets a knight. He gets a knight. And then on turn 16, this is just so cool. He places 2 roads. He maneuvers his knight in to do this chain that he softens up the giant with archers. He moves more archers in, softens up the swordsman. And then he attacks, and 1 hit point left, promotes to a veteran, and then he's able to claim Pink wins. So cool.
Purple is out of units in order to fight, and thus is no longer having anything else to fight for the game. On to the next one. Game 3 with the first sighting of the Amok skin. It is turn 22, Canal in Black goes cloaks and catapults, and Morning in Purple chooses to go with knights.
Yeah, so this is fun because Purple, right, gets the knight. Purple gets 3 knights. And Black has daggers, but the daggers, Black doesn't have archery. So the daggers don't have defense bonuses. So then on turn 23, Purple just sends in his knight and plows through all these daggers and catapults and riders. And that wins Purple the game.
A beautiful 9 chain from Purple, 90 Knight Black.
Now we get to continents maps, which means we often have 1-tile rivers separating the land masses.
Thank goodness we finally are playing with water.
So in this game, Vorce is in purple and P20 is gray. And you can see that Vorce in purple to start only has the capital with water access. Gray has 2 cities pretty early with access to the water. It's not till later that Vorce gets a safe harbor up in the north.
On turn 8, Purple places a port and makes a raft, even though he can see Gray's warrior in range. On turn 9, Purple takes border growth, which gives him more water territory, as well as taking away water territory from Gray in the process. This gives safer spots to build rafts, but delays Purple's opportunity for securing their first giant.
Yeah, there's that purple border growth. And now getting the giant on turn 10. He could have gotten the giant sooner, but he opted to get the border growth to get more water space and also cut off this village, the Gray's village area.
This border growth will play an important point for later on in the game, as this is also going to prevent Gray from being able to attack Purple by land.
And I think this is interesting. You can see in Gray can see there are 3 starfish just out of range. So on turn 12, Gray goes and gets navigation and picks up those 2 starfish. Gray knows there's at least 1 other starfish, maybe more, hiding in the fog. We'll see it later. There's a 4th. But this totally pays off, picking up navigation just to get the starfish. Oh yeah, the other thing, so you can see on turn 12, yeah, so Gray, on turn 12, they both have mathematics, but Gray has archers. I don't know why he gets so many archers. Purple also has math and gets catapults, which makes more sense to me as like a defensive play, but Gray invests a lot into archers. I guess it's to slow down these giants, but there's so many archers. I don't think that's going to play out. We'll see.
Archers are a cheap investment and to protect your coastal borders, as well as able to pick off giants on the land, but it does make it harder for Gray to be able to actually push forward and secure some sieges and get their continent back from Purple.
Yeah, and notice here, right? Purple has 1 shallow water tile next to his capital. He is saving that spot for a bridge. He saves it. He saves it. No bridge. No bridge. Not until turn 26 that Purple builds a bridge and sends across a knight and just tears through all these catapults and archers. Just all gone.
A beautiful 10 chain, absolutely devastating all of Gray's army. That leaves Gray only with a navy and is going to be resorting straight to defenders to protect his land. Fortunately, the navy can't quite secure the land as well as he'd like, and that's going to secure the game. Gray had valiantly defended their continents and secured the naval advantage by turn 24. However, they had invested too much into scouts and forgot to diversify their navy. Despite already having navigation tech since turn 12, they didn't get a bomber until turn 27. This gives Purple enough time to invest their late game winning strategy.
There's the bomber on turn 27, but it's too little, too late. You should have gotten bombers sooner. Yeah.
Here's a fun Houdini play for y'all. Purple is Xarius and red is Vorce. Purple ends up being the first onto the water on this map, while red is an economic advantage and is the first to get a giant.
And then, let's see, on turn 8, Purple gets climbing and an explorer. The explorer goes a little bit south, but then it reveals the capital, but then it heads north, stops on the mountain, and that gives Purple 2 lighthouses. It gets the north lighthouse. Here on turn 10, Purple claims that island city, gets an explorer, and the explorer goes west enough to reveal that 3rd lighthouse. So now Purple has 3 out of 4 lighthouses.
On turn 11, red advances and Purple sets a trap. Purple leaves behind their island city open for turn 11. Red drops his Juggernaut in, landing his giant. Purple moves a raft south to uncover the 4th lighthouse, giving him 4 of 4, obtaining the Eye of God. Using the Park of Fortune and the Eye of God, as well as a couple of ports, Purple is able to get a giant and Houdini, red's giant.
Look at that. 1 monument, 2nd monument. Poof! Bye-bye, giant. Here's our last daily finals game. In this game, Xarius is purple and Anva is blue. And you can see the map. There's this long river separating the 2 continents. There is a spot of land connection in the south, but a lot of this, but the river is going to be important.
Blue ends up being the first on the water, and on turn 8 gets a foothold on Purple's continent by claiming a village with a warrior. This in turn forces Purple to divert precious resources just to get it back. By turn 10, Purple sieges the city, but Blue had previously dropped 2 more warriors from rafts in place and is able to unsiege. By turn 11, Purple finally is able to resecure their continent back, thanks to a well-positioned rammer.
Here on turn 14, Blue can siege Purple City with the giant. Instead, he lands his giant and does splash damage to 3 of Purple's warriors. Blue also gets a bomber to attack those 3 low health warriors.
On turn 15, Blue attacks the catapult and sieges the city with a giant. Respecting his opponent's options, he plays it safe and supports the siege with 2 bombers, as he knows Purple is going to pop another giant. Sure enough, Purple pops a giant, sending Blue's giants back south. On turn 16, Blue uses his 2 bombers, a rammer, a scout, and the giant to kill the newly purple giant and re-siege the city, winning the final game of the day.
Thanks for watching! If you want to see more Polytopia action with commentary, please like and subscribe.
And if you'd like to participate in one of these tournaments for yourself, check the description for more details. Until then, see you again next time.